As a manhwa lover, one thing I hate the most is getting immersed into a manhwa and all of a sudden I'm at the last update. The most painful one is when it stops where the character I hate the most is about to get trashed with a good beating. So, I will be giving you 10 manhwa that you will have to read at least 100 chapters before catching up to the last update. Let's kick things off with Rise from Rubble. 8 years ago, a monstrous tide swept through the city, leaving destruction in its wake. Our hero's dad got thrown in jail for allegedly deserting his post during the chaos. Now, Alex is on a mission to clear his father's name and save him from execution. But that's easier said than done when you're a low-level fighter with the stigma of being a traitor's son hanging over your head. Then just when you think it can't get worse, Alex gets betrayed by his own party and left for dead in a monster lair. But fate has other plans. Just as he's on the brink of death, his cheat system kicks in, healing his wounds. However, the real kicker is discovering that the truth about what happened 8 years ago is buried in a deadly, high-level monster-infested area. This manhwa is a roller coaster of revenge and action, with top-notch artwork and solid character development. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Next, we have Dungeons and Artifacts. Third on the list, we've got Stretch Atelier. Seriously, what a name, a skilled dungeon explorer who gets betrayed. Shocking, I know. Betrayed by a prince, Stretch gets cursed and for a minute, you think he's done for, but not so fast. He gets resurrected by a powerful artifact that's like, hey, let's team up and take revenge. And thus begins an epic journey filled with dungeon crawling, artifact hunting, and Stretch trying not to get cursed again. The betrayal stings, but the action makes up for it. It's like Indiana Jones, but with more monsters and curses.
We have All Hail the Sect Leader. Here is another lucky Earthling who transmigrated into the Cultivation world, and gets a system with a quest to build a powerful sect. Not only has he become the sect master by default, but the sect is also the lowest sect in the area. The system then asks him to build the strongest sect on the continent within 1,000 years. If he were to fail to complete the quest, his body and soul will be blown to pieces by the bomb the system bound on him. He then embarks on a journey to build a sect with abnormally powerful disciples, as he believes that he will become a godfather on the continent as long as he has powerful disciples. This manhwa is amazing with a plot that is filled with comedy, and watching the main character grow and adapt to this dog-eat-dog world is quite fulfilling.
Next, we have Player Who Can't Level Up. Kim Kigyu becomes a player in a tower and thinks, finally! Time to level up and show off! Only to find out he's permanently stuck at level 1. But hold up, all is not lost. He eventually unlocks the ability to bond with egos, which sounds way cooler than it actually is. Slowly but surely, his stats start to rise, and soon he's climbing the tower like it's nobody's business. Honestly, this one had the potential to be the next solo leveling. Unfortunately, it never reached those heights, but it's still an underrated gem. Give it a go, if only for the pure frustration of watching someone struggle at level 1 for years.
Next, we have Invincible at the start. Our protagonist, Chen Chang'an, is perpetually hunted by monsters, demons, and ghosts who crave his holy body, believing that consuming him will grant them immortality. Talk about having a target on your back. One day, a female ghost tries to devour him, and that's when Chen awakens the Invincible domain system. Armed with this new power, he goes on a rampage, fighting immortals, demons, and gods to expand his domain across countless universe worlds. If you're into stories with overpowered main characters right from the get-go, this manhwa is your jam. The fight scenes and artwork are absolutely stunning.
Next, we have the Divine Twilight's return. Let me introduce you to Li Changxian, who spent his time in celestial warfare slaying gods and demons. You know, the usual. But now, he's on trial for his deeds. Instead of a death sentence, he gets an offer from Death himself, returned to Earth with a few strings attached. This manhwa has everything: badass MC, breathtaking art, and a plot that'll keep you up at night. It's an absolute must-read if you're into celestial smackdowns and overpowered MCs who are just a little too comfortable dealing with gods.
Next, we have God of Martial Arts. Martial arts are the only path to respect in the world of this manhwa. The strength of a weak martial artist can only crush boulders. The strength of a strong martial artist can split rivers and even flatten mountains. The God of Martial Arts manhwa has gained immense popularity owing to its captivating narrative and well-crafted world, which follows characters on their quest to become the most powerful and unbeatable powerhouse. And of course, this is one of the insane revenge manhwa out there. The main character was plotted against and got kicked out of his family as the legitimate young master. But things turn around for him after being accepted and carefully nurtured by a sect. Sadly, this sect got betrayed and wiped out, leaving our main character as the only surviving member after the sacrifice of the sect leader and elders to protect him. This manhwa has over 600 chapters, and you will not be bored reading it.
Next, we have From Today Onward I'm a Player. After the opening of the gates, monsters invade through the gates, and only a few humans awaken to fight back. The twist? Awakened humans enslave those who didn't awaken. RMC, a former slave, gets a second chance when he's sent back in time by the Demon King. Using his past life experience and the system, he undergoes massive character development. The art style is amazing, especially the fight scenes. I highly recommend this one.
Next, we have Rise of the Demon King. Now, let's talk about Rise of the Demon King. This hidden gem of a Cultivation manhwa spans more than 390 chapters and follows Xiao Lang, a guy who thinks he's just a poor nobody. In reality, he's from a powerful hidden family. As the story unfolds, Xiao Lang discovers just how overpowered his abilities truly are. With clean translation and a protagonist who initially undervalues his own strength, this manhwa is both exciting and engaging. The artwork is fantastic, and the touch of a harem theme adds extra spice.
Is Han Dae-sung returned from hell? Picture this, it's your graduation day, and instead of a diploma, you get a one-way ticket to hell, literally. That's exactly what happens to Han Dae-sung. Now, instead of eating cake and celebrating, our boy is munching on raw meat and battling demons like it's just another Tuesday. And guess what? He's stuck there for 75 years. Yep, 75. Fortunately, he's got a trusty system to help him survive. Fast forward, and after a showdown with the demon god, he finally makes it back to Earth. But surprise! Earth is now crawling with dungeons and monsters. Oh, and his family's buried in hospital debt, thanks to the healthcare system. With his new demonic street creed and survival skills, he's ready to take on Earth's new apocalyptic landscape. Just don't be surprised if he has some, questionable dietary preferences.
Next, we have Swallowed Star. In Swallowed Star, Luo Feng navigates a post-apocalyptic world teeming with sentient monsters. Determined to become a warrior, he faces increasingly powerful foes. This manhwa is a must-read for action lovers, with heart-pounding sequences, a futuristic setting, and a gripping storyline.
Next, we have Frozen Player. What do you do after defeating the Frost Queen? You freeze to death, obviously. But don't worry, Seo Juno wakes up 25 years later, only to find out there are 9 new dungeon floors waiting for him. Talk about bad luck. Now, Juno's on a mission to save his frozen comrades and take down these new dungeons. It's a solid manhwa, and the art is chef's kiss. If you like your dungeon stories with a side of icy drama, you'll love this one.
Next, we have Martial Arts Reign. Enter Martial Arts Reign, where Yiming, the rising star of the Yi family, faces betrayal and deception from his own kin. His relatives shatter his meridians, destroy his martial power, and shackle him, but Yiming never gives up. He's determined to exact revenge on the Huang family for murdering his parents. Unbeknownst to him, he's caught in a larger conspiracy. Despite a rocky start with messy translation, the story picks up and delivers an incredible narrative. And yes, it features the funniest dragon you'll ever see. Seriously, don't miss it.
Next, we have Disastrous Necromancer. Our protagonist meets an untimely end on Earth, and is reborn in a game-like world filled with awakeners and dungeons. After years of waiting, he finally awakens as a necromancer, a unique class that no one else on the planet can have unless he's dead. But that's not all. He gets an invincible system at home, supercharging his skeleton soldiers. If you love unique takes on reincarnation and game worlds, this manhwa will keep you hooked from chapter 1. The artwork? and absolute stellar.
Next, we have Monster Pet Evolution. In Monster Pet Evolution, the world has undergone a cataclysm, giving rise to a new profession, monster trainers. Our protagonist, Gao Peng, dreams big in this monster-infested world. With his overpowered monster evolution system, he sets out to turn the most insignificant creatures into powerful beasts. If you're a fan of Astral Pet Store, this manhwa should be on your must-read list. It's an exciting journey of growth and evolution, both for Gao Peng and his monsters.
Next, we have Martial God Regress to level 2. Alright, let's switch it up with some martial arts and games. Humanity's been playing the BattleNet game like it's just for fun, but plot twist, it's actually a death sentence for Earth. And when Earth's finally wiped out, our MC is the last one standing. Why? Because his skill nameless divine art refused to let him be deleted like the rest of humanity. The gods sent him back in time, and now he's on a mission to save the world from total annihilation. The pacing is fast, the story is gripping, and the action? Absolutely killer. Trust me, you won't be able to stop yourself from reading this one.
Next, we have the Eternal Supreme. The Eternal Supreme follows Gu Faiyang, one of the strongest martial emperors, who reincarnates 15 years after his death as Lai Yunxiao. Now, he's on a heaven-defying journey to surpass the innumerable geniuses of his time. With 240-plus chapters, this Cultivation manhwa stands out for its unique storyline and shameless yet compelling main character. Definitely worth a read.
Next, we have Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Okay, so this manhwa's concept is pure gold. Imagine reading a story for years, and then one day, boom! You're in the story. That's what happens to our MC, who has way too much insider knowledge. He knows every plot twist, every arc, every event. It's like having the cheat codes to life. But with great knowledge comes great responsibility, or in his case, a whole lot of shortcuts to survival. He's practically rewriting the world to suit his needs, which is honestly relatable. If only we could do that in real life, right?
Next, we have Beast Familiars for All, Awakening of Mythical Talents. Speaking of manhwa that brings new world-building elements to the table, it is undeniable that there have been quite a few successful manhwa over the decade, where the MC is in a world where humans and beasts become companions. And yeah, in this manhwa, our main character is reborn in such a world, where to level up he trains beasts and makes them overpowered thanks to his system. This manhwa is quite awesome, and I strongly recommend it for people who are into shonen.
Lastly, we have Leveling Up with the Gods. Our final manhwa is about a mortal who fought alongside gods and was the only one strong enough to stand with them. But in the end, even he couldn't stop the invading outer gods. So what do the gods do? They send him back in time for a rematch. Obviously. Now, armed with divine knowledge, he's ready to change the future and kick some godly butt. The artwork is stunning, and the storyline? Even better. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. And that's a wrap, folks. Let me know in the comments which dungeon manhwa has you hooked, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Who knows? Your friends might be looking for their next 100 chapter binge. Peace out.